All right, let's talk about the art of selling in Bangladesh. We're going to dive into something super important: how you can go from just another salesperson, a product pusher, to someone your clients can't live without. Especially in a market as crowded as this one, this shift is everything. So, picture this. You walk into a shop, and what's the first thing you hear? Brother, what do you need? Bhai ki lagbe. I mean, you've heard that 1,000 times, right? It's everywhere. But here's the thing. What if that very question, that simple, common question, is the one thing that's actually killing your sales? Think about it. If that's your opening line, you're not selling. Nope, you're just taking an order. And let's be real, in today's world, being an order taker is a really dangerous game. Why? Because anyone, or even an app, can do that. You become totally replaceable. Okay, so let's dig into this. We call it the order taker's trap. And believe me, it's where so many passive sales approaches well, they just fail. So what exactly is an order taker? It's simple, really. They're totally passive. They walk in, they ask that one question, they jot down a list of what's out of stock, and boom, they're gone. It's just a transaction, nothing more. And this is where the trap snaps shut. The customer hits you with that classic line, "Market harap, kichu lakbe na." The market's bad, I don't need anything. And what does the order taker do? Nothing. They've got nowhere to go. The conversation just dies right there. The sale? It's over before you even had a chance to start. But don't worry, there's a much, much better way to do this. It's all about a total mindset shift. It's about becoming a solution provider. This is the active approach, the one that really separates the pros from everyone else. Okay, so what does a solution provider actually do? Well, they don't just ask what you need. Instead, they walk in and they observe. They look around. They're hunting for problems, or better yet, opportunities that the customer hasn't even noticed yet. They see the unseen. Let's put these two side by side. Okay, the order taker asks a question, gets a no, and that's it. They're easy to replace. But the solution provider, they look first. They actually create the need by showing the customer an opportunity they're missing. And when you can do that, you become indispensable. You become a partner. So let me give you a real example of how this works. Instead of "what do you need," you walk in and you just look. You notice, hey, they've got tons of brand X, but they don't have any of the new brand Y that's being advertised all over TV right now. Step 2, you identify the problem for them. You say, customers are seeing that ad, and when they come here looking for brand Y and you don't have it, they're going to walk right out and go to the next shop. And then bam, you offer the solution. How about you just try 6 pieces? No big commitment. See what you did there? You didn't take an order. You created one by solving a problem they didn't even know they had. Now, being a great solution provider goes even deeper. You have to know who you're talking to, right? Because selling to a regular person, that's B2C, is a totally different ballgame from selling to another company, that's B2B. You've got to know the battlefield. Think about it. Selling a SIM card to a student, that's B2C. It's all about a good price, maybe a cool offer. It's emotional, it's quick. But selling elevators to a huge property developer, that's B2B. Suddenly, you're not talking to one person. You've got a whole chain to convince: the purchase guy, the general manager, all the way up to the owner, the Malik. And here, they don't care about a small discount. They care about return on investment, profit, and crucially, credit, or as we call it, buck. And especially in that B2B world, this one idea is king. Mukchini. It literally means to know by face. What it really means is that trust is deeply personal. Your personal relationship with that decision maker, it can be way more powerful than any fancy contract. They're not just buying your product, they're buying from you. And that idea of personal trust brings us to what is, without a doubt, your single most powerful tool in the entire Bangladeshi business world: your word. We have a word for it, zaban. It means your word of honor, your promise. And in a market that runs on relationships, your zaban isn't just important, it's your currency. It's the bedrock that all trust is built on. So, how do you protect this precious asset? It's simple. You have to be honest, and you have to manage expectations. Look, the urge to promise the world, "Yes, sir, it will be there Tuesday for sure," is so strong, but it's a huge mistake. It's so much better to be realistic. To say something like, "Sir, you know how the traffic is. I will try my absolute best for Tuesday, but just in case, can we keep Wednesday as a buffer?" That's not being weak. That is showing integrity. Because let me tell you, the fallout from getting this wrong is brutal. You promise Tuesday, you show up on Wednesday with no heads up, you haven't just annoyed them. You've broken your zaban. And in many cases, that means you've lost that client forever. Seriously, one broken promise can erase years of hard work. Just like that. Okay, let's pull all these pieces together. What we've been talking about here is a massive transformation, right? It's about evolving from being a simple order taker, a hawker, into someone who is a genuine, trusted advisor. So what are the key things to remember? First, you stop selling products and you start solving problems. Second, you know your world. Are you in B2C or B2B? And you play by the right rules. And third, and this is the big one, you protect your zaban, your word, like it's the most valuable thing you own. Because it is. You get these things right, and you're no longer just another salesperson. You become completely irreplaceable. So I'll leave you with this one final thought. The next time you're out there at your next meeting or your next visit, ask yourself a simple question. Am I here just to take an order, or am I here to create an opportunity? The answer to that question will change everything.